in the pits. It looks like they're going 4 wide to 5 wide, but they're side by side. Connor is sideways, absolutely sideways in the last few corners. Oh, but he's up in the gravel and he spins. Rob has made a bit of a dive. It actually hits teammate Craig, and so they've all got stuck in the gravel. And Joe gets the switch back. That's fantastic racing. Look at that. Contact, but it's Robbins racing. Joe McCall takes his first ever win just ahead of Connor. A fantastic race. He's going to take 6th, or is it? Oh, he just gets him. And is Darren going to take it? No, he doesn't. Mark Nichol takes the race. Josh is the Independence champion for Season 3. Craig Kellett is your Season 3 winner and champion. Hello and welcome to the Renault Megane Cup support series for the KTTC Online Touring Car Championship. My name is Tom, and as always I'll be your commentator, and of course I'll be joined by Charles Hardy, who is my guest commentator. We're here for round 3 at Interlagos in Brazil for the 2.6 mile circuit known for its slot on the F1 calendar. Let's have a look and see who has entered into this particular race and find out how the grid looks. It's a 12 car entry list then, as of course Luke Knox wasn't in the touring car races at all. Dan Stewart retired from the first race and never returned, and Mike Comer and Mark Nichol have decided not to race in this particular Renault Megane Cup race. Let's have a look at the grid then for the race. Here's your grid then for the 3rd race of the Renault Megane Cup series. Rob Pellet is on the front row in pole position again, next to Gary Black in his Season 3 livery. Row 2, of course, is Joe McCall for the first time in the Monster Energy livery, next to Kieran Thomas. Row 3 is Joe Burrows in his Rockstar Energy livery, next to Harry Cook. Row 4 is Craig Kellett in the blue livery, next to Alex McCready in the bright green livery. Row 5 is Stephen Heath in the Red Bull livery, next to Tom Foster in the STP livery. And on the back row of the grid, got Darren Parker in his Wakanda Forever livery, and Mike Kuipers. Okay then, this is the Megane race. This is obviously round 3, so the 3rd race of the season, and we've got Rob on the front, and he gets a good start, and the brightly coloured green car of Joe McCall is behind him for the first time in the Megane Cup, and they all get rounds fairly safely. Tom looking sideways. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I'm board with Harry, who's in 6th.
Kind of struggle here, I think, with the rear wheel.
Maybe. So, oh, that's really wide from Craig. Really wide. Another wide, wide from everyone.
Yeah. Wow.
And so Heathy is on the side, inside of Darren here, and at the moment things are looking nice and tidy. Oh, bit of contact there from Heathy, and makes contact with Kieran. So Kieran is in 7th, and of course Kieran's been struggling around here all events, so maybe he wants to get some points, but it gets pushed out from Heathy, and it's right up there. Makes a move on Heathy himself. Much more robust. He says, anything you can do, I can do better. I'm on board with Joe. So Craig is on the inside of Gary Black, and still in 4th position. So round on to the straight for the first lap complete. We have the leader of Rob Pellet, and Rob naturally very quick in these Renaults, looking to gain more points, but Joe McCall has made a really decent start here and could make an attack on Rob for the lead of the race.
Rob's chances are sharp, and I was to say that he's kind of almost sideways through the chicane there.
Yeah.
Joe McCall adding a lot of pressure. It's like kind of just pulling away from the rest of the pack, aren't they? And Gary's just leading tugging them along, aren't they? So he's got the L plate as well on the back of his on the back of his Megane as well as his GTR.
I actually think it's one of my favourite liveries. It's really, really good, that one.
Yeah, definitely.
But Rob holds on, defends well. Craig is up to third now, and with everyone else behind him, Heafy and Joe obviously do very well in these Renaults as well. So they've had some good points in the Hyundais, and see if they can get some more points in the Renaults. Sideways from Joe. Oh, he nearly loses it. He's out in the grass.
Wow.
And yeah, so he does well to catch it, and but it allows Harry to get involved. And there's Alex McCready in the green as well. So Alex also another one who's strong in this Renault, in these Renaults. And as you remember last time in the Suzuka, he made a last-minute dive and got reset. So can he get some better results? So far it's 7th, so not quite the position that we kind of used to seeing Alex in. Or Kieran making a dive.
Does tend to do well, Alex, in these Megane ones. It's weird.
It's sometimes strange. Some people suit rear-wheel drive more than other other drives. But look, see, Rob is absolutely storming into the lead again onto lap 3. As we've had a change of second, so Craig has got past Joe, and I'm not surprised by that, by the performance of Craig around this circuit so far. So Joe's still doing well to hold on in third, but Craig is now going to go for Rob, who goes really wide into the green stuff. So Craig could take advantage of this.
Looks like Rob might just hold on from Craig now. Just got to keep him behind him. He's gone wide there. It's like a lot of them have gone wide. It's the power slipstream, isn't it? Going wide.
They've been in here before. It's always Craig and Rob who are literally battling it out rather than working together in the Renaults. So it could be a season-long thing.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have a repeat from Monza at the start of the season. I don't think they came together, did they? I think they were just kind of distracted by each other, weren't they?
Just looking Heafy sideways, and Heafy is just almost drifting around those corners. That's Craig going wide, and that's Joe Burrows on the grass.
Even going even wider.
Yeah, Joe Burrows really lost out there, so that's a shame.
Craig's making moves on Rob, as you can see in front of us. I'm trying to think where Heafy was, and he just came out of nowhere there.
So Heafy's made a move on Joe's, pushed him out of the podium position, so Heafy up to third now.
Tom, this is probably the best performance seen out of Heafy so far.
Yeah.
Hopefully we've got a lot more to come out of him. Definitely one of his better tracks so far this season.
Further down, Darren Parker, the leader of the Renault Meganes, is struggling, really struggling, down in 10th I think he is, so he's got a lot of work to do to catch up. In the meantime, still on board with Heafy and Joe. They're side by side as they go down to the first chicane, downhill chicane, let's call it. And Rob is still holding on, as you can see in front. So let's go and watch Craig and Rob fight it out, as Craig has got the inside now, but he's not quite got the overtake, and he can't quite get the move done. So Rob holds on yet another corner, and Heafy goes wide. So Heafy, unfortunately, is notorious for running a bit wide in some of his corners, and but he holds on, and Joe's still holding on into fourth with the two Joes side by side, let's call it. And Heafy now has got onto the back of Rob, because Craig has got past Rob, so Rob is now under threat from second from Heafy, so Craig is leading this race.
What a surprise, eh? Oh, it looks like Joe's drifting through there.
More sideways action from the two Joes.
He's made the move.
Oh, a push.
Rub in.
I think. Has he lost it? Yeah, and that's it. That is Joe McCall, and that's a massive shame. He's lost it big time. So we'll have a look at the replay, but Joe McCall unfortunately drops down to 12th now, and right at the back of the grid. So that's what it takes, is one spin and you're done and dusted. Let's go on board with Joe here, Joe McCall. There, I think there's contact from Joe Burrows behind him, puts him onto the grass. He struggles to get the car phone going straight again, goes onto the grass and then sideways. Just tank slaps it. Look, it's just really can't get the car back in a straight line. Craig is still leading. Rob could make a move here.
I think it might go for a little switch there. Yeah, he looked for it, but I don't think he just kind of ran out of space, didn't he? not close enough. But it's just going to sit in the slipstream. Craig might pull a win out of this, I think.
But he holds off.
Just being patient, isn't he?
He is. Craig goes wide.
Going wide again. Heathy as well.
Alex is up to fourth now, so this is good for Alex. Joe Burrow is still holding on in fifth, and there's a bit of a gap then as Darren Parker gets up to sixth, so he's working his way up as he needs to. Kieran doing well in seventh.
I see Darren in sixth. I thought it would be up fairly quite high, but
yeah, I think obviously he did well in the last race, and so the reverse grid didn't help him, but even so, let's get those cameras correct. There we go. So on board with Heathy, as he's now got ahead of Alex, so they're switching. Sorry, they're not switching positions. I was thinking of Joe yet. So Heathy is in third. Can he make a move on Rob? It's kind of settled like this for now, and everyone is holding tight in position. Another sunset race here at Interlagos, and those clouds looking amazing in the background.
Nice sort of sunset here at Brazil, isn't it? Nice Brazilian sunset.
I can imagine it's difficult for the guys racing to go around particular corners with that sun so bright. It's hard to see actually where the corner is.
It's like Monza, isn't it? With the coming through the Parabolica.
Yeah.
That sun just gleaming.
Well, as you can see, Heathy and Alex are. There's a bit of swerving, bit of weaving going on, and Heathy holds on, and look, Heathy goes wide, so another wide one from Heathy there.
He's just taking that corner too quickly, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just braking points, so.
So this race is kind of turned out at the front here to be a 5-car race, as Heathy's now still on the back of Rob. Craig hasn't quite got in too far ahead of the rest of them. He's kind of got some space. He's got some sideways from Heathy. It's really twitching. Yeah. Joe's dropped off slightly, but trying to hold on. Darren is trying to make progress up to this front pack now, as Kieran holds into 7th, Harry in 8th, Gary in 9th, and Joe McCall has made progress ahead of Mike and Tom. Sideways from Mike.
A strange one to see. I haven't seen Mike sideways like that in a long time.
And we've got Tom at the back of this pack now, so Tom is struggling here in the Renaults. But at the front, it's still going on. Rob has managed to catch up a little bit further end of Craig, so he could make a move here. He's got some slipstream and he's looking good. Craig defends the inside, but Rob's taking the outside line. See if he can get Craig uneasy. Maybe get the switch over, not to be. So Craig is defending really hard. Rob is pushing, put the pressure on, looking still really strong in these Renaults.
I got a long way round. No, he's still there. I think Mike just got no, still not close enough to make a move. Was he's trying to be a bit patient for Craig just to maybe slip up a bit, but we know Craig is very consistent, isn't he? So Rob could just hold on, take second, but I know he'll be wanting that win after Suzuka.
She's it's all very kind of stable, isn't it, up the front here? Although
not
saying
a lot going
that,
on, is there?
No, it's good racing, it's good hard racing, but they're all performing so well that it's proving to be really hard for anyone to make a move. So Alex still in 4th, Joe Burrow's still holding onto the back of this pack, and it'll be good points hauls for all of these who are actually up at the front. And I think Darren is catching. I'd say that Darren is catching. You know what he's like, he can put in a quick lap, and he's actually really separated himself from this pack here, which is Gary, Kieran and Harry. And even this pack here is slightly separated. So the Renault race is proving to be hard one to overtake. Craig's still leading on lap 8, and Rob is just waiting and holding and being patient to see if he can make that right move.
He's got another 6 laps, isn't he, just to try and get that move.
Still quite not make it. He still just hasn't quite got it, and I think Rob is holding off because he doesn't want to ruin the race for both of them. He doesn't want to ruin the race for Craig. So he's just biding his time, waiting for that moment. Further down, Joe is still on the back of Alex here, and I think Alex has slightly dropped off from Heathy. Where is Darren? There is Darren. So still got some catching up to do from there. On board of Harry, and Harry's got a good toe on the back of Gary. It's Harry and Gary.
Harry and Gary, it rhymes. That's what's up. You got Kieran looking a bit dangerous now.
Yep. So Harry's making a good move on Gary.
Little trio there.
And Harry doesn't quite get it. Kieran is pushing Harry now to see if he can get past. All driving black cars. Harder to tell the difference between them.
I think Harry's more purple, isn't it?
Oh, it's slightly purple at the back. Yeah, black at the front, purple at the back. Oh, contact.
Someone goes to the barrier there.
That's Kieran.
Is that Kieran?
That's Kieran. He hit the wall and then he's lost it into the wall. So something's happened with Kieran. And yeah, he's got a... Wow. So just as I said, he was having a great race there.
Tom, I generally think you are a curse when it comes to you give kind of a compliment. The next thing you know, they're in a barrier or in a wall.
Rob is leading the race now then. So as we watch Kieran crash, Rob has taken the lead back ahead of Craig. So looking really, really good now, Rob. And could he take a win? It's hard to say. Craig is going to push for that win.
Oh,
onto lap.
He'll be a Rob. He'll be over Rob all for the next 4 laps, really. Just to try and get that win. So.
On to lap 10.
He's gone for the move, but I think Rob shut it off. Rob shut the door on him completely.
Whoa, that's Alex. Oh, it's Alex and Joe. Whoa, big off for Alex and Joe, big time. So I'm not sure what happened with that either. So we're gonna have another look. Alex tries to block Darren, doesn't quite do it. So he has to slot in for 6th. Darren makes a space up, but Joe and Alex really went off wild there. So that was interesting. So it's slightly kicking off here on the Renaults. That's 2 slightly fairly big accidents in the last lap. So Rob and Craig are still fighting out, and actually Heathy's gone into 2nd, so Craig has been pushed down to 3rd. So Heathy's made a fantastic move. I think looks like Craig went wide, so Rob is holding on to the lead. Now he's got Heathy on the back of him, putting the pressure on him.
Yeah, so Heathy now could maybe take the win off Rob here. Had a bit of a mix to the front 3. But it looks like with this fighting going on here, Rob can just kind of run away with it and not have to worry about the pressure, which brought him a bit of time, obviously. But we know how dangerous Craig can be. We know how dangerous Heathy can be on his days. So
yeah, without a doubt. So Craig has got to now work hard to get past Heathy, let alone thinking about Rob. So Rob could get his head down and try and get some air and get ahead away from these two. They obviously going to fight for 2nd and 3rd. On board with Kieran. He's got Harry in front of him, gets up on the inside. And then, there's contact with Harry and the wall, look. And then into the wall, into the barrier. On board with Alex then, and he's got Joe Burrows in front of him, and there's a shortcut from Alex, and then there's a push wide onto the grass. Alex is really lucky to keep that facing the right way. On board with Joe Burrows this time. You'll see in a second Alex making a move on the outside. And yeah, some interesting racing lines there. Oh, look at that. Craig is looking racy, and Heathy's struggling to keep the car facing forwards. So Darren now on the back of Joe Burrows. Darren making more progress, could get up to 4th.
I feel like Tesla sent Joe wide a little bit, but Darren follows him as well.
Yeah, Alex in the background in the green Renault.
Bit of toe in him he has now.
I think Darren could get the move done, and I think he's got him. A nice clean move from Darren up to 4th. Can Joe get the switch back? He does, and a bit of a push, and that's actually allowed Alex McCready to get in, but Alex has to slot back in and hold off for just a little while longer, as Alex is no doubt frustrated after going off earlier on. So this is getting interesting here for 4th, 5th and 6th, so it could all end in tears if they're not careful.
Definitely. I sense something happening.
So Craig's got past Heathy. Yep, so Craig is up now to try and put the pressure back onto Rob. Rob is probably, as you say, sweating now as he tries to hold on to defend against his teammate and almost rival in this series, we'll say. They cross the line together onto lap 12.
Teammates with rivals.
Oh, he's gone on the outside. Wow, what a move from Craig. Look at that, on the outside, he gets it done. So Craig is leading the race now. Rob is not going to have any of it. Heathy's there to try and take advantage as well, because he gets a good exit. And oh, look at this, it could be freeway. Oh, Jesus, look at that. He's trying to make it three-way and it's not happening. Wow. So it's slightly kicking off now and things are getting a little bit more exciting. Rob runs wide, Heathy could take advantage of this. Further down, Joe Burrows and Darren getting side by side as well. Heathy's on the side of Rob though, and Rob is having to hold on for his life now for just second position as Heathy's putting him under pressure, could push him out to third. Heathy sideways, slow on the exit.
He's just looking for that move on Rob, isn't he? Trying to find any gap he can now. So he got one after this turn. He got one more lap left, and Craig looks like he might just run away with it now. And Rob is under threat from Heathy. He's looking really racy in that. But you got another 3 cars of Daz Parker and Alex McCready just maybe towing in on the top 3. So anything can happen on the last lap.
It's actually 2 laps left, so on to lap 13. Further down, there could be 6 cars in the fight for this race lead, so if things continue as they are, it's actually looking that way. So Joe Burrows, a slight corner cut there, and there's Alex McCready and Darren Parker are really fighting it out here for 5th and 6th.
So it's looking quite racy, which is what we like to see, Tom.
Further down then, Gary is having a fight still with Harry. Harry and Gary are glued together. There was Kieran until he hit the wall and spun out. So these two here are having a great race as well.
Definitely, Tom. Having a quite a close one, but no, they've got all the clean air to themselves, haven't they? And Mad Joe is maybe trying to look to catch up.
Yeah. Tom and Mike Kuipers further down with Kieran. I think he's retired after going off, so a bit of a shame, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So
looks like Craig.
Go on.
Craig's run away with it now, and you've got another 3 cars behind these lot.
Yeah.
But I say that 2 cars going wide.
Rob goes wide, Heafy goes wide. Joe Burrows looks like he's going wide as well, so Heafy's gone on the inside of Rob and he's got the move done, but Rob is looking to get back past him again, so Rob loses second, goes down to third. On to the final lap of the race. It is pretty much a 6-car race now.
Anything can happen, Tom.
Anything can happen. It's just that it's like Rob's just not quite able to hold on.
McCready.
On the long run.
That? He's straight line the chicane. Oh no.
Yeah, some interesting views on Alex's chicane taking there, so we're going to need to look at it. It has happened in the Tourers. Oh, contact there. Darren and Alex get together.
Daz might be able to look up to a move to 5th on Alex McCready. He's gone for it, but not enough. Shut off completely, which is a good defending from Alex.
As you can see how difficult it is to go around these tight bends. Left, right, left, right.
The curves can throw you off as well. But looks like this could be Craig's.
Yeah, I think so.
Last turn.
It's looking quite tidy as we go into the final corners here. Then there's no catastrophic, epic finish for the Renaults as Craig Kellett comfortably wins race 3 for the Renaults. Heafy gets a really good second. Rob Pellet finishes in 3rd on the podium. Joe Burrows gets 4th, Darren 5th and Alex 6th as they continue to fight throughout the last few laps there. Harry and Gary have been attached to each other pretty much race long, and it's going to be Harry, or is Gary going to get it? Oh, it's just Harry.
Just gets it.
Yeah, Harry just gets it. Mike and Tom together. Who's going to get it? I think it's Tom. Craig Kellett gets the win then, just ahead of Stephen Heath. Rob Pellet gets a decent podium in 3rd. Joe Burrows was 4th with Darren in 5th. Alex McCready was 6th with Harry Cook in 7th. 8th was Gary Black. 9th was Joe McCall. 10th is Tom. 11th is Mike Kuipers. And of course, Kieran Thomas doesn't finish the race. What this means then for the overall title positions. Darren Parker is continuing to lead with 48 points. Craig Kellett is, though, catching up very quickly with 40 points, only 8 points behind. Then look at this. 3 cars are on 39 points, which is 3rd, 4th and 5th. Rob, Stephen Heath and Joe Burrows. Not too far behind them is Alex McCready on 36. Gary Black is on 31. Harry in 8th. Tom in 9th, 25 and 24. Kieran drops down in 14 points in 10th. With Mike Kuipers gaining with 12 points, moving up. Joe McCall in 12th as his first race, he finishes 9th. And then of course Mark Nichol, Mike Coma, Luke Knox and Daniel Stewart didn't race for any points, so they are 13th, 14th, 15th and 16th respectively. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you for round 4 at Dragon Trail in about 3 weeks time. Thank you very much.